So if you've come across this video, you're probably looking for We Buy Houses companies in Pineville, North Carolina. My name is Matthew Manus. I'm the owner of M1 Property Group. I thought I'd put together this video to show our services and how we might be able to help you out. So if you're looking to sell in Pineville, what's our ultimate service? Basically, we're problem solvers. So we look to make the selling process as simple and easy as possible for our sellers, especially compared to traditional selling methods. Typically we deal with a lot of complex real estate problems that it can include, houses that need a lot of work. There could be multiple heirs, complications from that. There could be title issues. People could be behind on payments. We've come across that a good bit. It could even be unfinanceable properties. Maybe banks won't lend on the property due to the condition, and the list kind of goes on and on. So at a high level, what are we really offering? It's convenience, an easy process, like I just stated, speed, so we can close quickly. A lot of our offers are cash offers. Flexibility, so you can close on your schedule. There's no need to make, expensive repairs coming out of pocket and, haggling with contractors and all that. Also, we can offer moving cost assistance, which a lot of our sellers like. And then there's no need to even clean the house. So you can basically take what you want and leave the rest. So we've actually bought a lot of properties with furniture, fully furnished, basically, when we bought it, and the sellers didn't have to worry about, moving their furniture around. So at least the stuff they didn't want. But in terms of, fees and commissions, so there's no Realtor Commissions. So we're buying direct. So it's basically a for sale by owner transaction. There's no closing costs. In our offers, we actually pay for all the buyer and seller closing costs. All closings are with the local real estate attorney. I've been using Harry Marsh for 5 years now. He does all our North and South Carolina closings. Extremely professional and reputable. They understand complex real estate closings, and they're top notch in terms of what I think of all the closing attorneys in the area. So they'll be doing the closing, and on top of that, you can actually do your closings remotely. So there's no need to have to scurry across town and leave work and all that sort of stuff to attend a physical closing. We can hire a mobile notary. Harry can prepare the documents. The notary will come to your work or your house, drop off the documents, notarize them, then get them back to Harry, and then they've got what they need to do the closing. So a lot of our sellers really like that option. This table basically outlines the comparison between our process and then the traditional sale process, like using a realtor and that sort of thing, and retail buyers that are getting loans. I've already really touched on a lot of our high points in the blue column there, but I'll kind of focus on the yellow column for the traditional sale process. So obviously in a traditional sale, usually you're going to have a realtor, and they're going to come in and let you know the types of updates that need to be done to get the property market ready. Things like paint and carpet, and maybe adding a backsplash or doing countertops or something like that. Obviously, you're going to need to clean the house to have it show ready, but then also you're going to have to keep in mind cleaning between showings. That can be difficult sometimes with kids and pets. Also, keeping in mind that there's going to be a lot of people coming in and out of your property. There could be a number of showings that start to take place, and especially with buyer schedules, they could be trying to come in before work or during lunch or when they get off of work. Again, there's going to be realtor commissions, so that's typically going to be 6% of the sale price. You have closing cost. So in this scenario, you're going to need to pay your own closing cost, and then it's not rare or uncommon for the buyer to actually ask for closing cost assistance, and usually that's to help them either with their attorney cost or to help them with their down payment. In terms of time, so most retail buyers are going to need to get a mortgage or work with a bank to get their loan done, and usually those can take 30 to 45 days. Moving assistance, so in the majority of traditional sales processes, you're not going to get a buyer that's going to cover your moving expenses. And then in terms of just general coordination, we'll bend over backwards and do whatever we can to help you out, whether it's almost being like a courier. I mean, we'll print documents off for you if you don't have a computer or a printer, and drop things off. If you physically want to attend the closing, we can take you to the closing, pick you up and take you to the closing. If you need help boxing things up in preparation for moving, we can help you with that. So there's a lot of things that we'll do above and beyond what you're going to get in a traditional sale process. So I like to educate our sellers on the cost to sell. A lot of sellers only sell maybe 1 or 2 properties in their lifetime, so it's not something that's always at the top of their head, especially when they're considering maybe another option. So just kind of jumping into it, you have Realtor Commissions, which we've sort of touched on already. That's going to be 6% of sale price typically. You're going to have closing costs. That's typically going to be in the range of 2 to 4% of the sale price. And it's going to be on the higher end if you've got a buyer that's putting in requests for you to help them with their closing costs, whether it's for the down payment or their attorney's fees. You've got holding costs in terms of holding onto the property while you're trying to get it sold and during closing, that sort of thing. So you're going to have things like utilities, insurance, interest, HOA, and landscaping, which may or may not be applicable to your situation. Repairs, so preparing the property to get it ready to sell, any kind of taking care of deferred maintenance or cosmetic issues, whatever the case may be. But obviously, if you have big issues like, needing a new HVAC unit or a roof replacement or something like that, those costs can quickly, escalate. So the other repairs to consider is when you get a house under contract, your buyer is typically going to get a home inspection done. And so out of that home inspection, they're usually going to have repair requests that come out of that they want you to fix things or issue them a credit. And that's very common on traditional closings. And then lastly, you've got a couple contractual items here. It's not uncommon for buyers to want home warranties paid for by the seller. Usually that's somewhere around $500. And then it's not rare for buyers actually to ask for things, your appliances to be left behind. So things like your fridge, your washer and dryer. But of course, that can vary from property to property. But you can see there's a lot of costs to consider. It's not uncommon for these costs to kind of be in the range of 12 to 15% of the list price when you're going the traditional route. All right, so types of properties we buy. Question we get a lot. Again, just reiterating, we solve a lot of problems. We work through complicated issues. That's kind of our bread and butter. We dig in and find tailored solutions to unique situations. So just kind of getting into these, these are all types of properties we dealt with, but foreclosure, people that are behind on payments, people that are underwater, houses that need major repairs, maybe there's fire damage or water damage, code enforcement violations, inherited properties, those going through probate or maybe in the estate process, multiple heir situations, retirement, relocation, vacant land, easement issues, unfinanceable, properties that banks won't lend on, title issues like liens and judgments or even back taxes. But the list kind of goes on. But the recurring theme really is, sellers that have complicated, issues to deal with. So just kind of wrapping it up, I think you have to consider if you're willing to wait, maybe 3 to 4 months to get around maybe 85% of your list price by going the traditional route. By the time you decide you're going to sell your house, and you start to clean it up and make cosmetic updates and find a realtor, get a photographer, get the listings put together, just working through the whole thing, finding a buyer, waiting for the bank to go through the whole formal process of getting the loan done, which can take 30 to 45 days. You can quickly run into at least 3 months just from the time you actually start to think about actually selling. So, but anyway, our process is, just to reiterate, no repairs, no commissions, no closing cost, quick closings. You can take what you want and leave the rest. And then we can actually offer moving assistance as well. So I do appreciate you taking the time to check out the video. We do buy houses and land in Pineville, North Carolina. So if you got any further questions, feel free to reach out. You can contact us at our office at 704-727-6161. You can email us at info@m1propertygroup.com. And you can also submit your information through web forms at www.m1propertygroup.com. Again, I do appreciate you taking the time to check out the video.